It is time for the drop, people. It is Thursday. Man, I got loud, didn't I? That was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot of energy.
Oh,
it's okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cactus Music World headquarters. We're here at the store, and bringing you the latest and greatest. Quinn Bishop here doing his thing, and he's got the list, ladies and gentlemen.
Got a list of great new music for
it.
you. We're catching up on some great releases that we got preempted by Barrel, but we're
Stupid
getting
hurricane.
there. We're catching up. We're almost there.
Stupid
So
hurricane.
let's talk about some things that are out that you can go find at your favorite record store. I hope maybe that might be Cactus for some of you out there. And let's talk about the new Clyro record. This is Charm. It's a big record. This is her third record, and this is her first self-released record. She's been on. She was on an indie and then a major, and then she just like, I'm gonna do this on my own.
Gonna do it by myself.
This is the big follow-up to that record, Sling, which was just huge, monument. The momentum she has coming into this record. She had two big singles, "Sexy to Someone" and "Nomad." Cool tracks, really cool tracks. This is her third record.
The last record with Jack Antonoff? He produced one.
Oh,
right?
I'm not.
Didn't he?
I'm not
I
totally
think.
sure.
I could be
I
wrong.
know this one's on Indie Store exclusive vinyl.
Come on now.
It's
Come get it.
Purple for you.
Come get it.
And she's a lot of people, the emerging superstars. Sometimes that kind of question is like, gosh, what is it that people really like about this?
Right.
Like, it's obviously hitting with somebody, but her, it's too easy to know. Like, she's great. I totally understand why people
High praise.
why she resonates with
High praise.
with folks. All right, and now, this is going to be a fun artist to talk about. This is Kalani's new album, Crash, and that's a super cool album cover.
Dude, the art direction's amazing.
And it's kind of funny because her previous art direction has been very like her hanging out, like the just kind of candid photos. So this is going for the high concept there.
It's
her last record was kind of a little more guitar pop. This is a lot more R&B and soul leaning. For her quote, "A crash in any form is the peak height of a moment."
done.
And I think that's what this is trying to do. This is just trying to put it over. It's on Apple vinyl, so I'm guessing it's either red or green, maybe. Not really sure. But I'll say this, she is one of those artists with her. It's kind of classic artist development. You don't really see that anymore. Now you see people like blow up with 1 billion streams and then they make a record. They make a full length after like a few tracks. She's made several albums and each one performed better than the previous one. She's gotten more fans. She's done bigger tours, and I feel like it's all kind of getting to this moment, this Crash moment. But she's cool. And Jill Scott is on a track on
Very
Sushi
cool.
on here. It sounds really great to hear her sing again. So check out the new Kalani record. Boy, we sure like this guy. This is the new record from Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. This is his third album. He's been working hard in his time past Tom Petty's passing. I mean, just brilliant tone master guitar player. And I really feel like he is coming to his own with this record. This is really the sound.
Somebody calling you?
That is somebody.
So I think that one of the things about Mike Campbell, and this is Vagabonds, Virgins, and Misfits. I think one of the things about Mike Campbell, especially after Tom Petty dies, and for, maybe you were a casual fan or whatever, and I think a lot of people when they started hearing Mike Campbell speak were
He's
kind
got
of like,
voice.
but he has moments where he sounds like Tom. Him and Tom had kind of like that same
twang,
little thing in their voice, Anyway, I mean, because even though I had heard in interviews with Mike, but older Mike Campbell sounds a little bit like Tom did.
Yeah. Well, this is the best record yet from him. He's got Graham Nash on a cut. He's got Lucinda Williams on a cut, Chris Stapleton, and of course his old buddy Ben Montench from the Heartbreakers.
Yeah,
I just want to see this guy make great records and move it along as he wants to. I missed that show last time he played in Houston, and I couldn't go. I had a conflict. And then the next day I found out Stan Lynch was doing the tour.
Oh man, cut it out!
Oh my gosh!
You know the situation with me and Stan Lynch.
Yeah.
It's like the Petty records for me. The classics ended when Stan left the band.
I agree. Nobody plays like him.
No disrespect to the very competent drummer that took over for him and was a heartbreaker for many years. I forget his name. Steve Ferroni.
Cut the cake.
Steve, apologies. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But it says something if you're in a band and the band decides to stop playing important material because it never is going to sound like the way that other guy played it, that's saying something. That's big. That's big. That's big.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know he was still performing. So I mean, the fact that he was there or played on.
Good. I think
yeah,
they all stayed buddies.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so.
This is an interesting record. This is a brand new record from Little Feat. This is called Sam's Place. You might think, well, why is it called Sam's Place? And it is odd to say a brand new record for Little Feat. And just because I'm sure you're curious, who the heck's in Little? Well, it's the same.
Who's
it's the
left,
core.
yeah.
It's the core three guys. It's Fred Tackett and Billy Payne. But this is an interesting record in that it's their salute to the blues. So it's all blues material.
Covers,
And their percussionist, Sam Clayton, he takes over the lead vocals on this record. He's really a solid blues singer. It's recorded at Sam Phillips Studio in Memphis.
Nice.
This is, I feel like, that band has always struggled after the original lineup came to a close and they relaunched. They struggled with singers. They've been through several singers, but this works. This is a cool record, worth your time. Go check it out. Good fun summer record. Go grab that. Now,
I like it.
This is one of my picks for the summer here. I love this band. Everybody knows I love Travis. This is the new album, LA Times. This is their 10th album.
Wow.
They were a band that had tremendous momentum and is really emerging as a huge group. And then they had to take time off for personal reasons, and they lost all their momentum. And I feel like they just now kind of have their core fan base. But this is a really solid record. Fred Healy, the singer, wrote all the songs in LA. Feels like, again, personal lyrics. I think we're just seeing some of that coming out of the pandemic with people just writing about themselves and like where they fit into the world. And he says that's his most personal record yet. The interesting thing is they recorded part of it across the pond and then part of it in LA.
Well, in case you were wondering, this is on limited edition Fremantle's green marble ashtray vinyl.
I have no idea really what that means.
Okay.
But we're gonna you can find out.
We're gonna
pick it up.
We're gonna open it up.
Okay, this is a cool record. Melissa Etheridge has a new record. It's a new project called Live at the Topeka Correctional Facility. Okay, we know her as a multi-platinum selling artist. Come to my window, bring me some water. I mean, tons of hits. Really a album rock staple artist in.
I think there's a documentary
There
too that goes with it, right?
So she's always been an activist. And I did not know this about her, but when she was emerging as an artist and before she hit it big, she played correctional facilities in prisons in her state prior to hitting it big. And this is what she's doing on this. There's a Paramount Plus documentary, and it's her.
On Sun.
It's on Sun. Yeah, the Sun label's been reactivated.
Interesting.
There's a bunch of cool artists on there.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And so there's this thing is, it's got a bunch of hits on it, but it's also she's written material especially for the audience she's playing for at this gig, and it's really kind of a modern take on that classic Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. And,
nice.
It's a
right,
she's
now I'm
a terrific performer.
Now I'm interested.
And if you're a fan, you will not be disappointed. And if you're were a fan, this will help you reconnect.
Is there a vinyl edition as well?
There is,
but we're just doing CD.
We are showing some CDs today.
Love it,
too.
love it, love it.
Yeah, check that out, man. I think it's cool. Great story. Next up, we have Wade Bowen, one of the big red dirt guys, Texas and Oklahoma. This is his album, Flying. I like it. I like the album art. It looks like a classic 70s country.
Very much so.
Country record. He says this is about his next chapter of life, and he's flying. Written from, again, very personal experience, introspective record. I think he's got a very distinct voice. I think he's one of the best of all the Texas guys. Always has a good batch of songs. Hoping to get him to come in the store again and play and sing for you here. But
I would like that.
Especially strong record for him. It's kind of disappointing that now country radio that had embraced all the Texas artists to such a great degree are now not really even playing country music anymore. But this is a solid record. If you're a fan, pick it up.
Well, Friday night features Troy Aikman.
I didn't catch that.
Just listed in the track listing as Troy Aikman football announcer. I'm guessing Friday night has something to do with Friday Night Lights or football.
You're right about that.
That's interesting.
I would bet it. Okay, well, here's one I didn't expect. The Dirty Three has a new album, which that's it's a trio, obviously the Dirty Three. but they're mostly instrumental, very intense. This is one of those bands that has a great sense of dynamics. It's either like chaotic and crazy or sublime and beautiful. Very difficult to describe. There's tape loops, there's viola, violin, guitar, drums. Ooh, you would like them. They had a close association with Nick Cave earlier in their career. And can you tell me about that cover?
Oh, that's embossed.
That's definitely
When
embossed.
you touch it, you get the feels.
And they just have to really be heard.
Some cool artwork too.
It is cool artwork. They have cool artwork on every album. I think it's one of the band members' paintings because all their records look similar to that.
Kind of,
and on Drag City, the
I know the label.
Indie rock, noisy label, but they very cool band. I really don't know what to say other than just check them out.
Yeah.
Like intense rock with
instrumental,
ethereal, quiet moments there. That might be for you. Hey, we've got this. Did I skip something here?
Did you?
No, I did not. New Lupe Fiasco record. Nice. And this is one of the ones that's finally on vinyl. It's released 2024, but I think a piece of this route in 2023. Multi-platinum hip-hop artist. Jay-Z kind of helped put him in business, help him get his deal with Atlantic. He continues to have influential and big records. This Samurai is it's listed as a concept album about Amy Winehouse. In listening to the tracks, I did not get that. So
just looking at the song list, I mean, the titles don't indicate.
No.
I'm thinking it might be some. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
On 30 Tigers.
Artwork's great. Yeah, and that's a new partnership for him. He wants to do his own thing, so he sought out an indie that he can make records for, and without the pressures of having to deliver some monster project for a major label. Hey, new record from Al Di Meola. This is 24, and this is a pandemic record. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do, and he talked about making this record and said, man, it just kind of unfolded as things do if you're a musician. And it's an acoustic affair. I'm about you, but I always think about, I know that he's an acoustic player and makes acoustic records, but I just think about him being a fiery electric player.
Gypsy,
that's
all those
I know
other albums,
of him. But this thing sounds fantastic. Obviously, just
and we talked about this, and neither one of us went. He kicked off his tour here in Houston. I think it was like a Wednesday night at the Heights Theater.
Yeah.
So just as soon as I stand up, kick me square in the britches.
Wish I could have seen that one.
Kick me square in the britches.
I think there's an airplane landing on the
Because when's the last time Al Di Meola was in Houston, for God's sakes? Yeah, somebody is rocking the leaf blower outside.
Okay.
All right. Whatever.
That's what we got. Hey, let's talk about Odessa. And did I skip some stuff? No, here we go.
No, you're still there. You're gonna lose that.
I know. I'm about to lose the whole thing.
You fix it and edit.
So this is the Last Goodbye tour. This is the first live album from 4-time Grammy nominated. They sold out 3 nights at Madison Square Garden. They're probably the most successful electronic artist of our time. Amazing vocals. Leon Bridges guests on a cut on there.
Oh, nice.
But they're really super tuneful and easy to dig. I know sometimes you used to talk about electronic music with people, and they're like,
I don't listen to electronic music.
This is dude, it's dance music. Disco,
you will listen to this, right?
Will,
yeah.
You'll.
That's one of those where you're like, I'm gonna listen to it.
You don't have to work to get it at all. It's easy to like. Okay, let's talk about here's one from the days of yore.
Okay.
Brand new record from the Ravenettes.
Oh man.
The Ravenettes saying this is it husband and wife? Is that what's going on there? I think so.
That sounds about right.
But I think they are. I can't remember if they're from. I think they're from
Norway
or something. No, but it's all covers. It's all covers. They do like a Graham Parsons song. They do a Velvet Underground song. They do a Cramp song. Do an Everly Brothers song.
Leader of the Pack.
Yeah. If you're a fan, you're gonna dig it. It's just I kind of thought they'd folded up shop and gone home.
I hadn't
so
heard
it's cool to
anything
get a
from
new
them.
record from them. Really, really fun band. Hopefully they do a tour and we get to go see them. Another new artist we want to introduce you to here on the drop. This is Role Model. This record's called Kansas Anymore. This is a very interesting artist. Now, going by the moniker Role Model.
Yeah.
He was previously a rapper named Tucker. but his full name is Tucker Harrington Pillsbury.
Yes, it is.
So I would go by role model too.
100%.
I would go with role model. This is really kind of a guitar poppy thing. It's kind of funny to hear that because there's really no inkling that he had been involved in hip hop music or rapping at all, because it's very kind of guitar driven, kind of sad pop stuff. It's about homesickness, heartbreak, and hope.
There we go.
From that young fella, poor fella. And so, but he was, he got signed. He only had one EP and got signed to Interscope, which is a big deal straight away.
Label.
So, yep. So I think that record's going to do something. And I just like to talk about this band because I think at some point they're going to be a big band here in the States, already huge in the UK. The Last Dinner Party, Sinner, their second single.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I love it. They're doing vital singles.
Crushing every summer festival set in Europe they can get their hands on.
Yeah, and they're one of those bands. I think they're so huge over there.
They're getting a ton of press.
They might not even going to come here for a long time because they're just everywhere.
Dude, I'd ride that train as long as I could.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before on the drop because both Ruben and I really like them a lot.
I think you were 100% right. That's a good pick.
All female band and very Susie influence, and 80s in general. But I just hear a lot of Susie in there. And they did a round of, when the record came out, they did a round of like late night shows here, and that's really where I'd been hearing about it. But that's where I saw them. Went, oh, okay, I get it. They're great.
White vinyl.
Yeah, check them out if you have not listened to them. They're super fun. And I have one archival release to discuss with you. This is that is music that has never been available in any form. This is Neil Young's Early Days with a Z, D-A-Z-E. And what this is an unreleased 1969 studio recording with the original Crazy Horse that featured Danny Whitten, who
good stuff.
Who died. Who was really the one of Neil's finest moments. The Tonight's the Night album was really an album about him and grief and loss. But this thing is super cool if you're a fan. Okay, Neil Young makes
1970
too many archival records. He probably puts out 3 or 4 things a year that are from his vaults. But this being a studio recording with one of his best assemblages of musicians as a band for him, it is really something. I love this song by him called Winter Long. That's probably the best version that I've ever heard on this record.
There we go. There we go.
Check it out. You want to talk about some reissues?
Please,
we got some reissues.
Please. We got about 7 minutes.
Oh, we got this.
Yes,
we got Mr. Bungle.
Mr.
Bungle has a box set. It's very shiny box set. And this is quote unquote 91 to 99. This is 3 of their biggest records, self-titled Disco Volante in California. And what you need to know about this is they actually went back and remixed them for vinyl. A lot of the early vinyl that came out in the 90s, it wasn't mastered for vinyl. They literally just put out the digital file that would be the CD on record. Some of those records are super valuable just based on the scarcity, but they don't really sound great. This corrects that, and you also get notes from them and photos and everything from the band's archives. So if you're a super fan, that thing's done really well for us as a box set. So
got a buddy that loves them.
Oh yeah, they have
he's obsessed by them.
They are one of those
And
groups.
that tour, they're still. I think the tour's still going on.
Yeah.
And they've sold out. I mean, I'm 100% sure every show's been sold out.
It is like
they played House
it's
of
like
Blues
a
here.
zapping
Sold
thing.
out like
People
that.
either love it. Or
Yeah,
don't
I bought
want
them.
it
I
at
remember
all.
buying it on CD, and it was like one of those deals where I liked one song a whole bunch, and then I did not have the focus to really listen and understand what was going on.
It was too quirky for me.
Yeah, it was too quirky.
I'm not
Yeah.
into it. But that's something for everybody.
Yeah. Another kind of quirky.
Another kind of quirky. So there was one of these earlier that we talked about. This is Fragile. This is the definitive version. This has remixes by this is the great Stephen Wilson that's just really done superb remixes of classic rock records. This is cool because it comes in this 12x12 format where you got the LP in there, and then you got a bunch of CDs of bonus material, including instrumental mixes, vocal only mixes, which is important for this band, a whole bunch of rarities, and then you get a Blu-ray mix of the album so you can play it on 5.1 if you have that capability at home.
Crazy.
One of the greatest rock records of all time. And then, boy, this was such a huge record a few years ago. Hose Your Wasteland Baby. This is an expanded version that's got 5 bonus tracks. I think just to really, with him having a new big record, getting back on the road, Yep. And he's just got very, very
New song's
loyal
doing very well.
fans. Yeah. So,
Very well.
So good time to put
Heavy
out
airplay.
an alternate. Okay, and I get to be in the vinyl vault.
You're in
now.
the vault,
You ready
baby.
for this?
Take
All right.
control.
Very often I pick either like an academic thing or I pick something that's like got a story behind it.
Correct.
I'm just picking a record that I've just been super into lately, and I
Oh,
always
man.
come back
Oof.
to. This is What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. When it came out, he was predominantly a singles artist. He wasn't really an album artist. He had tons of hits. His record sold well, but Motown worked so fast. They were really in the business of, hey, we got three or four singles. Let's cobble together a record around it. That is not what this was. He recorded What's Going On. He was really kind of feeling it, that it was of a moment with regards to the world and how it was affecting him. Barry Gorey hated it, said it was the worst thing and refused to release it.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah,
Really?
hated it. Said nobody will ever buy this. And then they had a promo guy in the office that pressed up tens of thousands of 12 inches of the song and sent it to radio stations. And once it was a hit, Barry couldn't back off it. So he said, but he gave him the caveat. He's like, you got 1 month to make. You got 30 days to make a record. To make the LP, go make it.
Right.
And so he got these guys together that made that track, and that's why this record is so great, because it's working on a tight timeline and them just working out these songs. Parts kind of repeat each other.
Was this the one that afterwards he didn't want to tour, or he did like 2 shows and canceled the tour or something like that?
He did not work very much after this. Well, and Tammy Terrell died. It's the other thing that really kind of torpedoed his forward momentum there. But this has 4 huge singles on it. What's Going On? Mercy, Mercy Me, obviously. Save the Children, and Inner City Blues, which is my favorite. This is the Super Deluxe Edition, and I wanted to mention this, that it has one side that's all the single versions, which are shortened versions of the songs that make it sound like a whole different record. You'll have a whole different appreciation for the single tracks on there, because the regular album's more like a song cycle, and then you get stripped versions that just has like his voice or just strings.
Interesting.
It is really a revelation, and it's just, we talk about records that everybody should own.
Yeah, this is one of them.
This is one of them, and it's just like one of the most beautiful things that
Also,
was ever
like,
created.
Classic, iconic cover too.
Yeah, and boy,
Such
check
a-
out the cover art. The photography matches the music. You know, he's standing out there in the snow and the rain, and feeling it. You know, Marvin wasn't the happiest guy out there, so and it really comes through on this record. It's his artistic triumph. You could say, even though he had huge records after that, you could say that he really never matched this. This is the zenith of his artistry.
This
and
is
it
cool.
Everybody should own it. It's terrific.
Yes, sir, indeedy. Man, cool. That was a good one. We covered a lot. All right, guys, coming up next week, more exciting new releases and other stuff that does it. We are out of here. We'll see you